Hey guys, I'm Dr. Deborah Naylor. I'm here today to talk about really the reason I started this channel in the first place. We're going to talk about vaccines and autism today. I have been a board certified pediatrician for over 20 years and I have seen it all. So, do vaccines cause autism? Short answer, no, they do not. So the controversy all started in 1998, when a guy named Andrew Wakefield, who is a gastric surgeon, not a pediatrician, not an infectious disease specialist, he published a study in The Lancet, which is a really reputable journal, purportedly linked autism with the MMR vaccine. That was published. The initial thought amongst the medical community was that was probably a temporal relationship, meaning that you usually get your MMR vaccine at about 12 to 18 months, which is about the time you're developing language skills. And so if you're gonna see autism, that's usually when you're gonna pick it up. So despite that thinking, we took all of the thimerosal, which was a mercury-containing preservative, out of all of the vaccine. There's currently one vaccine, it's a multi-dose flu dose. So if thimerosal or the MMR vaccine were the case, I would expect to see autism go down. But instead what we saw was autism continuing to rise at the same rate that it had been rising before, which tells me that thimerosal was not the cause. All of the researchers on that original study, except Dr. Wakefield, have since rescinded their findings. They all felt like they were participating in a biased study. Dr. Wakefield was later shown to have purposely been fraudulent in this study. He stood to make a lot of money, either suing vaccine companies or manufacturing his own vaccines. By the way, this study, he paid a bunch of little kids at his son's birthday party to have their blood drawn. Really? He has since lost his license to practice medicine in the UK. He almost went to jail. And he is currently, I believe, still practicing and lives in Austin, Texas. Yes. So, since that time, there have been so many valid studies that have tried to link autism with the MMR vaccine. None of them, zero, have been able to link that. Subsequent studies have shown the definite genetic link. There are some studies that use things like PET scanners, functional MRIs, and there's one with this cool camera that tracks infant eye movements that shows that you can pick up autism in a kid as young as 2 months, which is before they got any of the vaccines except for hepatitis B baby. So again, tells me that vaccines are not the cause of autism. Now, the current administration has thrown a lot of shade at the MMR vaccine. And as a result of that, at least in part, we are having the biggest measles outbreak we have had in 30 years. Measles is an airborne disease. It stays in the room for up to 2 hours. So if you were in the Target bathroom 2 hours ago and have measles, whoever comes in the Target bathroom 2 hours later might get measles from you. It is contagious 4 days before and 4 days after you develop symptoms. Symptoms occur 7 to 14 days after exposure. Initially, it looks like a flu-like illness, and in the worst case, it causes encephalitis, which is a brain infection. The worst type is pan-sclerosing encephalitis, which can occur up to 7 years after you had measles. And what happens is you start to develop plaques in your brain, kind of like Alzheimer's-ish. And that continues for the rest of your life, causing permanent and progressive brain damage. So if you had the measles last week, you might not develop those symptoms for like 7 years. So, MMR vaccine. I'm super pro MMR vaccine. 2 doses, usually at 12 months and age 4. 97% effective. It's usually given at 12 months and age 4. The doses can be given sooner, especially depending on exposure risk, that kind of thing. Talk to your pediatrician about that. Highly recommend it. I'm Dr. Deb. I've seen it all. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Send me some comments. I'll talk to you later.